Guys, you know what? When I think about our industrial clients, I always wonder that the true competition is there are a whole bunch of startups that have forayed into the ecosystem. Is if these startups will get channel before our industrial clients get innovation. What do you guys think?
Are we being too cryptic, Praveen? What exactly do you mean?
Well, I don't know why you call what I say cryptic, but maybe we need a real person to give you the real answer, and I'm going to look to David to do that.
I'm glad I can be that real person for you, Praveen.
Thank you.
You're right. I mean, industrials are they have all these great assets and endowments, but are they really ready to be venture builders? And I think there's three challenges that they kind of face in that exercise. One is the market. They're B2B players primarily. And where the value is in venture building is oftentimes in the consumer. And if they want to jump to the C, they have to be really careful about channel. Organizationally, they've got digital enabled assets kind of all over the place. Some put them in special BUs, some leave them in the existing business units. Organizational constructs, they're trying to think they can solve it. It doesn't solve it because they're not thinking like a VC. And that's the critical thing to drive conviction.
I think those are all critical, and I think one of the key things that you hit upon there was that not having channel conflict and not being worried about hurting their core in the quest for the new.
So I want to bring this back to our conversation with Damien as well. We talked about the baby whale and the goldfish. Is that part of this story too?
Oh, well, it's part of every story. And I will tell you a little bit about the client that David and I are working with, and they had a goldfish. They made an acquisition, which was a trigger event, which actually gave them access to the consumer, but it never really scaled and went where it had to go. And that's where we got together to work with them on an idea which we believe will be the baby whale. David, why don't you talk a little bit about how that baby whale and how we're thinking about that journey?
Yeah, and it just goes back to kind of these three challenges, right? The business they acquired got them into the C space, which really wasn't an area they played in. And then organizationally, they had all these endowments across this great ecosystem, but they weren't connecting the dots. That's where we had to bring in the venture team, the clients, the sector leaders.
We also brought their customers
you're
along.
right. That's a good point. We brought the customers. So we actually got conviction at the customer level in this exercise. And that opened a lot of people's eyes. And then we ultimately said, okay, what are we going to do to solve for this? And we built a VC model, and now we have conviction to take the next step.
See, that's the key. Now you know what I mean by baby whale. And I think this disruption, while we've got some conviction, you got to continue to solve for it. So David, what is next for us on that journey with our client?
Yeah, so we've completed the design phase. We've got that VC financial model, ties it to valuation, cash flow positive by year 3, and now we can go and do proof of concepts in select markets.
How exciting.
Off we run.
Yeah, what a fantastic client story and talking about unicorns.
That sounds fantastic.
Here's what I want to acknowledge, right? The fact that the venture building team gets the chance to set the agenda, but truly how we manifest and realize the impact for our clients is with the power of one EY. We should never forget that.
So is that what's next for us too? Are we bringing in all of EY to our coffee shop?
I think we're just going to need a bigger coffee shop than this one. Why don't we get started there?